The Iowa Supreme Court just ruled in favor of Iowa State Auditor Rob Sand to use his own representation in the case against Davenport. And it's a little complicated, so let me help you figure it out. This all started in October of 2023 when a settlement was paid out to Corey Spiegel, who was the former city administrator of Davenport. She got $1.6 million for allegations of harassment, and the city attorney authorized that to avoid litigation. Now, this wasn't authorized by City Council until weeks later, after the November 2023 elections. Now, Sand announced he was going to audit the city a few months later in January of 2024 because he wanted to figure out what happened here. For months, the city resisted him getting access to executive session minutes and recordings. Now, those were conversations between City Council and that former city attorney, Tom Warner. The city claimed Sand couldn't get access to those because those meetings fell under attorney-client privilege. Here's where things get a little bit complicated. The Attorney General's office wrote a brief in support of Sand being able to access those executive sessions thanks to his authority as the state auditor. But a few days before the deadline, the AG said that they were going to change the arguments they made in that brief. Now, they claimed this was because they had to think about the interest of other entities in the state, and attorney-client privilege is really important. So if the judge decided that he did have access to those things, the AG's office didn't want to put that at risk for other agencies. Now, Sand didn't like this, so he goes to his general counsel at his office, and he asks them to file the original brief, and the AG files their brief. Now, eventually, the Iowa Supreme Court takes up this issue of who can represent the auditor's office. Now, Bird says that she is the only one that is able to represent him because he didn't go through the proper channels to get alternative representation. But Sand says that he is able to use his office as general counsel because Bird expressed a conflict of interest, even if she's not admitting it. She's saying that she has to think about the interests of the state, which are her other clients, over the interests of Sand, who is her client as the auditor. In this Iowa Supreme Court ruling, the court decided that, yes, there is a conflict of interest coming from Brenna Bird, and so Sand can keep on using his general counsel. Sand pointed out that Tom Warner, that former city attorney of Davenport, is central to this audit because those conversations he had with City Council will reveal how those payouts happened and what processes should be in place to prevent something like this from ever happening again.